This is Thursday, August 7th into Friday, August the 8th, and welcome live and direct from the Frank Beck Chevrolet Studio NX. This is Time Out Overtime on the Time Out Overtime YouTube channel. I'm Rick Arsenal. Thank you so much for watching and listening. Please, if you haven't done so yet, tell your friends or get down there in the corner and hit that like and subscribe button. Thank you very much. The odds yesterday of us getting any significant rain were quite slim as I did a 20-minute podcast late in the afternoon. Mother Nature wiped out the last 5 minutes. If you were watching yesterday, you saw what happened. Just before I was about to get to some Detroit Lion news, I spent most of my time talking about the Tigers yesterday. So I thought I'd come back and do another 15 or 20 minutes today and call it good for the rest of the week until next Monday. So let's get this out of the way first before we try to get you caught up on what's going on with both the Lions and the Tigers. If you're planning on hitting the road this summer, you better do it fast because this summer's almost over. Make your first stop, Frank Beck Chevrolet. Let the Beck's service department make sure that your vehicle is ready for any trip. Beck's can check all of the belts, hoses, electrical connections to make sure there are no surprises out there waiting for you. Let them also check the brakes, tires, especially the cooling and the air conditioning units. Have them top off all the fluids. Again, like I said, check the tires and you're ready to go. So whether your vacation plans are near or far on this great state or country of ours, make sure your vehicle can make that trip. Call the service department at Beck's at 517-849-2886 to make your appointment or stop in to Frank Beck Chevrolet and M99 between Hillsdale and Jonesville, and follow them on the web at frankbeckchevy.com. Come and experience the Frank Beck Chevrolet difference. Chevrolet together, let's drive. Chevy drives Southern Michigan, and of course, Frank Beck Chevrolet is the number one Chevrolet selling dealer in our immediate area. Let me wet the whistle here. Adjust the microphone just a little bit. There we go. We're also brought to you in part by Barrett Insurance on the corner of M99 and US 12 in downtown Jonesville. I haven't been down there lately, but apparently they've been doing a lot of work on Chicago Street this summer. I have people that have been driven through there telling me there's quite a bit going on. So I have to wait and see what that amounts to. But MDOT doing some work. And regardless, I got sidetracked there. Barrett Insurance, M99, US 12 in downtown Jonesville, 517-849-1000. That's BarrettINS.com. Barrett Insurance, protecting your dreams. Again, as I said, on the corner of M99 and US 12, downtown Jonesville. 517-849-1000. That's BarrettINS.com. Pardon me. Barrett Insurance, protecting your dreams. Lions left today for Atlanta, where they will be taking on the Falcons in game 2 of the preseason tomorrow night on Fox 47 at 7 o'clock with Jason Benetti and Chi-Jane Lang. Kind of anxious to see how they team up, how they do. Of course, this is nothing new to Benetti. He's been doing college football for a long time now on Fox the last several years. So, couple of things. Brad Holmes spoke yesterday morning to Jim Costa and John Jansen on the flagship station, The Ticket, maybe for about 10 or 15 minutes. And to briefly just touch on what he had to say, paraphrase, try to put a ribbon, so to speak, on what he had to say. They talked about an extension for Aiden Hutchinson. It sounds like they are about ready to start a dialogue with his people. You got to remember, Hutch still has 2 years left on his contract, this year and next year. I fully expect Sometime this spring, maybe right around draft time, they'll start to negotiate with his people on a new contract. Uh, a lot depends too on what Micah Parsons gets from the Cowboys. He's still saying he wants to be traded. I don't see that happening. He says this Cowboys are lowballing him. His dad has already come out and said he'd like to see him go to the Lions. I don't. That's not going to happen. I fully expect that when the season opens on Thursday night, September the 4th, in Philadelphia, you'll see number 11 playing for the Cowboys. Anyway, they want to see how much he gets. As far as Hutch goes, if he has a great season this year, Defensive Player of the Year, maybe even MVP, if he's that good, you could be looking at a 5-year, $250 million contract for Hutch. You got to keep one thing in mind too. Anytime these elite tight ends sign a contract, they always become instantly the highest paid player in the history of the game. I have no doubt that's going to happen with Hutch. So anyway, he looks great, looks better than ever. Looks like the defense, as you saw in the headlines, is ahead of the offense right now at camp. We'll touch on that in just a few seconds here. I was asked about Za'Darius Smith. He has said they have been been having a correspondence with him and his agent right along. He's not going to actually come right out and say a 32-year-old isn't going to want to participate in 90-degree training camp. But it's pretty obvious that's what this is. By Labor Day, which is September the 1st, I fully expect Smith to be in Lion camp. Matt Derry, who does a weekday podcast called Locked On Lions, in his podcast last night, citing anonymous sources. Anonymous sources are telling Matt Derry, anytime teams are calling Za'Darius Smith's agent regarding his availability, they are being told he's going back to the Lions. He's going back to the Lions. And I have no doubt after hearing Brad Holmes yesterday, that's factual. So I would think once the final preseason game is played on August 23rd, sometime between that and Labor Day, you'll see Smith signing at least a 1-year deal with the Lions anyway. I mean, that's what this all sounds like. Also, he was asked about the offensive line. Well, the starting offensive line will be Taylor Decker at left tackle, Christian Mahogany at left guard, Grant Glasgow at center, the rookie Tate Ratledge at right guard, and of course Penei Sewell at right tackle. As far as the defense being ahead of the offense right now, before they left for Atlanta, someone had asked Dan Campbell if he was at all concerned about that. He didn't seem to be. They keep one thing in mind. With Hutch back and a healthy Marcus Davenport on the other end, if Davenport is healthy, and I know that's a big if, but he can be a difference maker on the other end playing with Hutchinson out there. If he stays healthy, I fully expect him to have double-digit sacks this year. I really do. I know that's a big if he can stay healthy, but if please God, if you can hear this, don't let Marcus Davenport get hurt this year. That would make a huge difference for the Lions. We do know that Jack Campbell, linebacker Jack Campbell, will be the guy with the green dot on his helmet. A little bit surprised, though, to hear Brad Holmes when asked about Alex Anzalone yesterday, saying, yes, they did get something done to give him some more money. But this is a quote from Brad Holmes. He's getting longer in the tooth. Does that sound like this could be his last year here? It does to me. No. in spite of the fact that he said he'd like to finish his career with the Lion, it doesn't look like he will. Well, I think too, the fact that you've got a healthy Derek Barnes coming back at linebacker. The secondary will be better than it was last year because I think DJ Reed is an upgrade over Carlton Davis. They're not as deep as I'd like to see them be with this, given this Rakestraw injury. Your three, pardon me, your three corners right now, of course, are DJ Reed, Terrion Arnold, and Amik Robertson. Who you got after that if one of those guys goes down? That's a concern. And it looks like Rakestraw is going to be out a while. I haven't heard anything official on that yet. As far as the game tomorrow night, remember, it's at 7 o'clock on Fox 47 on the Lions Football Network. The two top draft picks who didn't play last week, Tate Ratledge and Tyleik Williams, before they left yesterday, Campbell was asked about both of them if they would see any action tomorrow night, and he said he hadn't made up his mind yet. We'll just have to wait and see after game time if they get any playing time or not. We know Hendon Hooker's playing the first half. Why not let him play the whole game? Why not let him play the whole game? Kyle Allen has nothing to prove. As bad as he was last week in the first half, I think if Hooker had played the first half last week, the Lions would have had a lead at halftime. Very possible. We'll watch Tesla and apparently Lovett, the other rookie receiver, is a bit banged up. I don't know if he'll be playing tomorrow night or not, but yeah. So I'm hoping Ratledge and Williams see action tomorrow night. I want to see both these guys. Ahmed Hassanin, I think he's number 61. Ratledge is 69 and Tyleik Williams is 91. So keep your eye on them. If they play, hopefully they do. And Ahmed Hassanin, the edge / outside linebacker from Boise State. I think he's number 61. Being anxious to see him again tomorrow night. Now, I'll be watching Lions football tomorrow night instead of Tiger baseball. Well, let's do this, and then I give you the pitching matchups for the Angels-Tiger series this weekend. I have a little bit to say about that. Quality PC, downtown Hillsdale. Tim Lindley, the proprietor of Quality PC, Lendley, he and his crack staff. Believe me, folks, these guys are more than capable of resolving any technical issues you have at all. We're so blessed to have them in our area here. It's the only place to go for tech service. Quality PC, downtown Hillsdale, 37 Walton Street, directly across the street from Fat Jack's Automotive, and maybe 100 yards west of Howell Street. 517-610-5372, anything at all. Computers, new or used, flat screen TV, mounting, programming, perhaps you're changing internet providers, you need that installed. Printers, new or used, anything at all. Please get in there and see them. Now, they're more than capable of resolving any technical issues you have at all. We are so blessed to have them in our area. 517-610-5372, or better yet, get in there and see them at 37 Walton Street in downtown Hillsdale. And when you do, tell them me and Miggy sent you, will you? Thank you very much. So the Tigers, 5 or 6 weeks ago, had a 15-game lead on the Cleveland Guardians. It's now 6. But it's still the biggest divisional lead of any of the 6 divisions. And the Tigers still have the second best record in the American League. So that means if the playoffs will start tomorrow, the Tigers would have a first round bye. What are the Tigers? 66-50 right now. No. Anyway, school tomorrow night. These pitching matchups, by the way, before I forget too, are you concerned at all? that the Tigers are going to blow this thing and lose the division to Cleveland? The guys in Vegas aren't. As of this morning, they still got the Guardians at 14-1 odds to win the American League Central. Those are the worst odds of any second place team in the major league. In other words, the other 5 second place teams all have better odds than this. They've still got Cleveland as a long shot to win the division. Las Vegas doesn't think the Tigers are going to blow this. What do you think? Huh? What do you think about this? What are they going to do with Riley Green? What are you going to do with this guy? Hinch gave him the night off Tuesday night. He came back yesterday, went over 4 with 3 more strikeouts. This guy isn't going to break the major league record for strikeouts in 1 year. He's going to shatter it. I honestly don't know. I'm sorry, folks. I can offer no viable explanation as to what has happened to him, other than the fact that what did he do? Have a lobotomy or something? And of course, you got Baez swinging at pitches in the other batter's box again. I don't know. All I could do was hope that, or all anybody could do was hope that they could pick this up. It would start with a good outing from Terry Skubal tomorrow night. He's 11-3 with an ERA of 2.18. He will be opposed by the Angel right-hander Kyle Hendricks. He's 6-8 with an ERA of 4.59. Saturday then, a 6-10 start. Charlie Morton for the Tigers. He's 7-9 with an ERA of 5.20. Hopefully he can build on that start he had Sunday night in Philadelphia. He'll be opposed by left-hander Yusei Kikuchi. You say, I say, we all say Kikuchi. Yusei Kikuchi. Left-hander for the Angels, 5-7, 3.22 ERA. The final game of the series on Sunday afternoon, Casey Mize. Let's hope he can get his act together too. He's 10-4 with still a decent ERA of 3.50, 3.5. The Angels have not named a pitcher for Sunday yet. It's TBD, to be determined. Okay. Boy, let's I don't know. You know, I told you about the schedule and how relatively easy it looks. You can't look at the schedule anymore because there are no easy games when it comes to the Tigers right now. These are tough times. You got to remember too, this is right about the time last year that they went on that 31-11 run to make the playoffs, and the Twins had a meltdown. I don't know. I guess is it assuring to know that Las Vegas still thinks they're going to pull out of this and win the division? If the season ended right now, the Tigers would have the second best record in the American League. They're only 2 games behind Toronto right now for the best record. As I said to one of my colleagues the other day, there are no elite teams this year in the American League, and there just aren't. The Astros haven't been playing that well either. The hottest team in baseball right now are the Milwaukee Brewers. The Blue Jays haven't been playing all that well either. Oh, I think I got you caught up in everything. That's going to do it. So remember, because we did a show tonight, we're not doing another one again until Monday. So I think I got you caught up in everything. That's going to do it. I'm sure Saturday morning with Andy and Jed will focus mainly on baseball and football. Now, give us a listen from 9 to 10 Saturday morning here locally on WCSR, please, 92.1 FM. A riveting hour of sports talk. I can promise you that. And I'll talk to you folks all again then on Monday. I will bid you all a very pleasant, warm, as it will be, pleasant, warm weekend. Remember, please treat each other with respect. And thank you so much for watching and listening. You don't know how much I appreciate it. So until Monday, folks, remember, as I think I just said, please treat each other with respect. Have a wonderful weekend. So until Monday, I simply said, so long, everybody. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.